First, giving honor and praise to the great creator of the heavens, the earth, the sea, and all that's in them is. I greet all of you by saying hallelujah. 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 Praise the mighty Yah. Yah is righteous. Yah is holy. Our elders, please have a seat. Once again, we thank the Most High for our elders. We always want to give honor and praise to the Most High for our elders. We thank him for the blessing that he has bestowed upon us by giving us elders who are wise in counsel and who has kept us as the house of YISRAEL since, 1992. Is that right, brother? So truly, the Creator has been a blessing to us to have given us elders that has led the way for us. Let us all say, hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Praise the mighty Yah. Yah is righteous. Yah is holy. You may be seated. Before we get started, I want to make sure that we keep all of those who are sick in our prayers. Elder Page, he got out of the hospital this past week. He's doing much better. We want to keep Shalinda's grandmother in our prayers. She's sick and she's gone to visit her. So, and want to keep mother and all of those who are sick. We want to make sure that we keep them in our prayers, that the Most High will continue to bless them and keep them. And also, I want us to pray and think about Brother Fred, Live Fred's son, and what he's going through and how Live Fred is traveling back and forth, or staying, as they call him, travel back and forth up the road to see him. And if you can find it in your heart to give some type of donation or anything to help him out, that would be a beautiful thing, because he loves his son and he's doing everything he can to try to help him, including taking leave from his job. So if we could help him in any kind of way, please, let's do that. Today, I want to talk about, use as a subject, is Israel a homeborn slave? Is Israel a homeborn slave? What was Israel put here to serve? To be a servant, to be a slave. That's why we are here on this earth. And you know, the funny thing is, I looked up the word in the concordance, looked up slave, and I couldn't find it, the definition of a slave. And the reason being, Israel was not meant to be a slave. There is no law in the scriptures that deals with Israel being a slave, unless it comes to the children of Israel rejecting the laws of the Almighty. As long as Israel is keeping the law, they don't have to worry about being a slave. And let's make it clear. It's a difference in being a slave and being a servant. It's a difference. Nobody in Israel can have another Israelite as a slave. Understand what I'm saying? Nobody in Israel can have another Israelite as a slave. Let's look at what the Creator tells us in Jeremiah. Jeremiah, the 2nd chapter, and the 14th verse. It says, "Is Israel a servant? Is he a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled? Is he a slave? And if he is a slave, why is he spoiled? Why is he a slave? Why is he being punished?" And when you understand the reason why, then we can move beyond our captivity and become free men and women. And I know that a lot of you think that you are free now. Some of you think because you are living in a home that you are riding in your own automobile, because you are able to go and come when you get ready. Some of you think that you're free. You think that you're not a slave. But let me tell you like this. As long as you are not in your own land, as long as you are not living under the laws of your own community, your own homeland, you are a slave. And I'm going to show you that today. We are still slaves. We're in Exodus, the 21st chapter, the 16th verse, to show you that the Creator is against slavery. He said, "He that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if it be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death." And what happened to us? We was taken from our own land, kidnapped, stolen, put on ships and brought to America, where we have worked from sunup to sundown since we've been here. Unable to take care of our families the way that we should. Unable to raise our children the way that we should. Unable to do the things that we should be doing to make our communities more productive in society. Why did the Creator allow this captivity to come upon us? If we are not homeborn slaves, if we were not meant to be in this condition, why did the Almighty allow it to happen? Look at what the Creator tells us in Jeremiah, the 6th chapter, and the 9th verse. It says, "Thus says Yahweh of hosts, they shall thoroughly glean the remnant of Israel as a vine. Turn back thy hand as a grape gatherer into the basket. To whom shall I speak and give warning? that they may hear and behold. Their ears are uncircumcised, and they cannot hearken. He said, behold, the word of Yah is unto them a reproach. They have no delight in it. The Creator let us know that he is trying to talk to us, to let us know what's right and what's wrong. But we don't want to listen. We don't want to hear what the Creator has to say. He said, therefore, I am full of the fury of the Creator. I am weary with holding in. The Creator said he's tired of holding in, holding back his anger. He said, I will pour it out upon the children abroad and upon the assembly of young men together. For even the husband with the wife shall be taken, the age with him that is full of days. It doesn't matter whether you're married or unmarried, whether you're young or old. The Creator said he's going to take all of us because we don't want to listen to what he has to say. He said, and their houses shall be turned unto others, and with their fields and wives together. For I will stretch out my hand upon the inhabitants of the land, says Yah. For from the least of them, even unto the greatest of them, everyone is given to covetousness. And from the prophet, even unto the priest, everyone dealeth falsely. Nobody want to be honest. Nobody want to do the right thing. They have healed also the burnt. They have healed also the hurt of the daughters of my people slightly. They haven't told the whole truth and nothing but the truth. They healed them slightly, saying peace, peace, when there is no peace. And we hear it all the time, every Sunday. Everything gonna be all right. You got to trust in JC. He gonna heal you. He gonna make it all right. And that's all the people want to hear. They don't want to hear the truth. And this is what got us in this condition. People telling them things that sound good, that feels good, but it's not of the Most High. He say, were they ashamed when they had committed abomination? Nay. He say, no, they wasn't ashamed. They were not at all ashamed, neither could they blush. Therefore they shall fall among them that fail, that fall. At the time that I visit them, they shall be cast down, says Yah. And I want you to pay attention to this. He said, thus says Yah, stand ye in the way and see, and ask for the old path. Where is the good way? And walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your soul. But they said, we would not walk therein. The Creator say, look at the old path. Look at what our forefathers have done. But what do the people say? I would not look. I don't want to see it. That was back there. We not living back there now. He said, also I set watchmen over you, saying, hearken to the sound of the trumpet. sent leaders saying, listen to what the Creator have to say. But they said, we will not hearken. We won't listen. We won't hear. Therefore, hear ye nations, and know, O congregation, what is among them. Hear, O earth, behold, I will bring evil upon this people, even the fruit of their thoughts, because they have not hearkened unto my words, nor to my law, but rejected it. This is why we are in the condition that we are in. So if us rejecting the law caused us to become slaves, how can we stop being a slave? The only way we can stop being a slave is to turn back to the Most High. That's the only way. And you know what the Creator, He warned us. He told us. In fact, He laid it out for us what was going to happen. He said, look, if you don't listen to me, if you don't keep my laws, He said, this is what's going to happen. And it happened exactly like the Creator said. He didn't miss nothing. And I want us to go to Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, because I want you to see everything that happened. Of course, we're not going to read the whole chapter, but I want you to see what happened to our people and see that the Creator miss anything. Everything that happened to us happened the way that the Most High said. In Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, look at the 25th verse. And I'm going to skip through this chapter, but I want you to read the whole chapter because I want you to understand exactly what happened to us and why it happened to us. In Deuteronomy 28 and 25, it said, the Creator shall cause thee to be smitten before thine enemy. Thou shalt go out one way against them, and flee 7 ways before them, and shall be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth. The Creator let us know that we're going to be moved into all the kingdoms of the earth. And today we are spread abroad because of our rejection of the Most High. He tells us in the 30th verse of Deuteronomy 28, thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her, and thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein, and thou shalt plant vineyards, and thou shalt not gather the grapes thereof. Now think about it. When Slavemaster came to your house and told the man to get out, he slept with your wife. The Creator said this was going to happen because we rejected the law. Look at all of the big homes, even the White House we built was built by slave labor. We built the White House. We built all of these magnificent homes of the South. But were we able to live in them? No. Look at the fields that we planted. All of the cotton that made the South rich. Were we able to grow from that? Were we able to prosper from that? No. But the slave master did. Look at verse 32. He said, thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thy eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thine hand. Not only were we kidnapped from our land where our parents mourned for their children, but once we got in this country, they would take our children away from us and sell them to somebody else, another plantation. And we would not know where our children were gone. And the Creator said, this is what's going to happen to you. Why? Because we wouldn't listen. He said, the fruit of thy land and all thy labor shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always. Notice what the Creator said. He said, all of thy labor, all the work that you do, another nation is going to profit off it. And look at what he say. A nation which thou knowest not. We had never known anything about this man. And to those who say that this man is Esau, we knew Esau. But the Creator say to a nation that we knew not, so that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thine eyes, which thou shalt see. We're going to be longing to see our children that was taken away from us. Look at verse 36. He said, and the Creator shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee, unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known. Our forefathers didn't know nothing about this white man, but he knew Esau. And there shall thou serve what? Other deities, wood and stone. So what are we serving today? We're serving the cross, serving wood and stone. We are serving the deities of our masters, even the cobblestone. All types of abomination that the Creator told us not to be serving. He said, and thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whether the Creator shall lead thee. Just become a saying. We color folks, we Negroes, we black, named after a color. Niggers, coon. Just a saying, a byword and a proverb. Now we say we African American, Afro American, named after a hairdo in two countries. America don't want you, and if they put you in Africa, you wouldn't know where to go. But you are African American. You wouldn't know what direction to turn in to get to Africa. But you are African American. Verse 39. Thou shalt plant vineyards and dress them, but thou shalt neither drink of the wine nor gather of the grapes, for the worms shall eat them. We haven't prospered since we've been here. Yes, one or two people, but as a nation we haven't. Look at verse 41. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. Where are we now? In captivity. I know you think you're free, but you're still a slave. Deuteronomy 28 and 43. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down what? Very low. All you got to do is look in our community. Go right outside of these doors, and you will see that other nations are in our stores. They are prospering. They come from another country, and we've been here almost 400 years and can't even get a store in our community. Even the hair that we wear on our head, we let a foreigner come in and give it to us. They prosper, and we are steady going down. Say, he shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. We don't have nothing. We don't have nothing to give nobody. He said, moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Creator thy Elohim, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee. Because we don't, what? Listen. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed for how long? Forever. Until we decide we want to what? Listen. Until we decide we want to do what the Creator tell us to do. He said, because thou servest not Yah thy Elohim with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies. Do you hear what he's saying? You're going to serve your enemy, which the Creator shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck, until he have destroyed thee. We had the chain upon our neck. He done took it off of our neck and put it in our brains. He got us now. Because he got this. Some of us can't see past America. Some of us can't see past being beside the white man. Because we have that slave mentality. We can't even see past Jesus. Because that's the mindset that he done gave us. And he trained us well. Because he gave you a book that taught you how to be a good slave, how to be a good servant. And we're going to show you that. He taught you well. And you don't want to give it up. He said, the Creator shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle. What's the symbol of this nation? The eagle. Eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. We've been here almost 400 years. And we still have problems trying to speak this language. Because it's not ours. It's hard to understand this man. One word can mean 5 different things. And got 5 different spellings. We can't understand this language. And he want to keep us like that. He said, a nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young. Think about our foreparents. They could be 100 years old. And a 10-year-old can come up and say, boy, a girl. And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle and the fruit of thy land until thou be destroyed, which also shall not leave thee either corn, wine, or oil, or the increase of thy kind, or the flocks of thy sheep, until he have destroyed thee. Israel has gone through some things since they've been in America. When you look at what we have gone through, the disrespect, the humiliation, to show you how bad it is for us, another black man can come from Africa and come to America and get more respect than you get. That's just how much they think of you. And we can't see it. We can't understand it. Look at verse 58. He said, if thou would not observe to do all the words of this law, listen to what the Creator tell you, that are written in this book, that thou mayest fear this glorious and fearful name, Yah thy Elohim. He said, then the Creator will make thy plagues wonderful, and the plagues of thy seed, even great plagues, and of long continuance, and of sore sickness, and of long continuance. He said, moreover, he will bring upon thee all the diseases of Egypt, which thou was afraid of, and they shall cleave unto thee. Also every sickness, and every plague which is written in the book of this law, them will the Creator bring upon thee until thou be destroyed. Ye shall be left few in numbers, whereas you was as the stars of heaven for multitude, because thou wouldest not obey the voice of Yah, thy Elohim. Because we didn't want to listen to what the Creator have to say. The Creator put all of this up on us, all of the diseases. Think about it. Today, most other people are starting to live longer. What's happening to us? Our lifespan are starting to decline because of all of the things that are happening in our community. Our lifespan are shortening. Our diets are going to have to change. Drug abuse, cancer, heart disease. A lot of the things that are happening in our community, we can prevent if we can just turn to the Most High and do what He say. Creator tell us not to be a drunkard. He tell us not to be a glutton. He tell us what foods we can and can't eat. But do we listen? Are we doing what He tell us to do? We not. We We're not doing what he say. If we were doing what the Creator say do, we wouldn't be in the condition that we're in. I'm not talking about one or two people. I'm talking about us as a whole. We have to do better as a people. That's the only way we're going to make it. That's the only way we're going to get out of this condition we are in. Look at verse 63. He said, and it shall come to pass that as the Creator rejoiced over you to do you good and to multiply you, so Yah will rejoice over you to destroy you and to bring you to naught. And ye shall be plucked from off the land, whether thou goest to possess it. He said you're going to be plucked off of that land. The land that he promised us. Look at what he tells us. And Yah shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other deities, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. And among these nations shall thou find no ease, neither shall the soles of thy foot have rest. But the Creator shall give thee there a trembling heart and a failing of eyes and a sorrow of mind. And that's what we have. The Creator have destroyed us. And he have done it in a way where we act like we are immune when we see our children leave us now. We are so used to it happening. We act like we are immune when we see our communities destroyed with poverty, with disease. And we look at it as being normal, and we do nothing about it. And we don't even demand that something be done. We just accept it the way it is. He said, and thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shall have none assurance of thy life. We used to fear the white man, the Ku Klux Klan coming into our neighborhoods. Now we fear our own people. We fear our own children. We don't know whether we're going to live or not when we walk outside of our doors. We don't know whether a stray bullet is going to come by or not. No assurance of our life. In the morning thou shalt say, would Yah it were evening. And in the evening thou shalt say, would Yah it was morning. For the fear of thine heart, wherewith thou shalt fear, and for the sight of thine eyes, which thou shalt see. It used to be the Ku Klux Klan would come by and scare the hell out you at night. And you would say, I'll be glad when the morning get here. And in the morning you see that long row. And you're like, ooh, I'll be glad when the evening get here. Now we are living in communities where all night long they are shooting, gang fights. You be like, ooh, I'll be glad when this night over. And then you wake up, you got to go to a job that you don't even want to be on, where they working you hard for minimum wage, which is nothing but modern day slavery. We as a people are suffering because we're not listening to what the Creator is telling us. It's saying, Yah shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. What was Egypt to the children of Israel? Slavery. And then he tell you how you're going to go to this slavery. He said you're going to go by ships. Name another nation that came into slavery by ships. Name one other nation that caught the hell that we caught just coming to this country. Nobody but us. He said, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies. I know some of you think that this is a friend. But the Creator said, this is your enemy. No friend would treat you the way we've been treated since we've been in this land. They put us in this condition, and they are not doing anything to get us out of it. He said, there you shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen. And no man shall buy you. In other words, nobody will speak up, come to your defense, and say that's wrong. What you're doing is not right. Nobody is saying it. And if we look at what the Creator is telling us here in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, he's letting you know that you're Israel. And he's letting you know that you're the one that I'm waiting to wake up, waiting to see wake up. In fact, the Creator say the only way you're going to know that you're Israel is that all of these curses come up on you. That's the only way you're going to know. Because these curses haven't happened to anybody else. Look at Deuteronomy, the 30th chapter. And look at what the Creator say about these curses. He said, and it shall come to pass when all of these things come upon thee, not some of them, but when all of these things come upon thee, the blessing and the what? Curse, which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations, whether the Creator, thy Elohim, have driven thee. When they come into mind, when you have been scattered among all the nations that the Creator have scattered us among, he's saying, thou shalt return unto Yahweh. Wait a minute. I thought you couldn't return to the Creator in this land. I thought you couldn't keep the law in this land. He said, when these curses come upon you, when you see it, when it come to your mind that this is talking about you, he said, and shall return unto Yah thy Elohim, and shall what? Obey his voice. You're going to listen. You're going to do what the Creator say do. According to all that I command thee this day. What day is he talking about? He's talking about the day before they even went into the land. Everything that he taught the people then, this is what we're going to have to do now in order to get up out of here. Unto Yah thy Elohim, and shall obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day. Thou and thy children with all thine heart and with all thy soul. You got to do the same thing. If you want the blessings of the Most High, you got to keep this law. He said, then the Creator thy Elohim will turn thy captivity. When you start keeping the law, that's when he's going to turn the captivity. and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations, whether the Creator thy Elohim have scattered thee. That's when he's going to have us to return to our own land. And if any of thine be driven out unto the outmost parts of the heaven, from thence would the Creator thy Elohim gather thee, and from thence would he fetch thee. In other words, the Creator saying, I don't care how far away you are from home, I'm going to bring you back. And Yahweh Elohim will bring thee into the land which thy fathers possessed, and thou shalt possess it. And he will do thee good and multiply thee above thy fathers. And the Creator thy Elohim will circumcise thine heart and the heart of thy seed to love Yah, thy Elohim, with all thine heart and with all thy soul, that thou mayest live. And the Creator thy Elohim will put all of these curses upon thine enemies. See, if we return to Yah, all of these curses that is on us is going to go on them. And on them that hate thee, which persecute thee. And thou shalt return and obey the voice of Yah, and do all his commandments, which I command thee this day. And Yah thy Elohim will make thee plenteous in every work of thine hand, and in the fruit of thy body, and in the fruit of thy cattle, and in the fruit of thy land for good. For Yah will again rejoice over thee for good, as he rejoiced over thy fathers. The Creator will rejoice over thee if you return to the Most High. That's all we have to do. We can get out of this slavery if we return to the Most High laws. And let me just say this. When you despise the Creator's law, he will give you what you ask for. He will give you something you don't want. You want to know why we are serving JC now? Somebody that tells you if I hit you on the right cheek, turn to me the other cheek also. Why are we serving him? Because we rejected Yah. Look at Ezekiel, the 20th chapter. One thing about the Creator's word is true. Whether we like it or not, it's still true. And look at Ezekiel, the 20th chapter, in the 24th verse. Look at what the Creator tells us. He said, because they have not executed my judgment. Because they have what? Not executed my judgment, but has despised my statutes, and has polluted my Sabbaths. Oh, we can't keep the Sabbath in this land. But the Creator said, because you have polluted my Sabbaths, and their eyes was after their fathers' idols. He said, wherefore I gave them also statutes that were not good, and judgment whereby they should not live. He gave us stuff that was not good, that we can't live by these. Why is that important? Let me give you just some examples of why we can't live by these laws that they done gave us in their book. Look at Timothy. 1 Timothy. Now I know some of you know exactly where these books are located, and some of you don't quite understand where they are. But I know some of you read pretty good. Look at 1 Timothy, the 6th chapter. Man, y'all got to them books pretty quick. Normally I have to wait a minute. It look like everybody there. First Timothy 6, verse 1. Look at what Timothy tell you. And I hope y'all understand what he's saying to you. He say, let as many servants as are under the yoke count their own master worthy of all honor, that the name of God and his doctrine may not be blasphemy. Notice what he's saying now. Notice, that's under the yoke. Now, I'm an old country boy. And we used to have hogs. And when hogs kept getting out, kept jumping the fence or going through the fence, what we would do, we would put a yoke around his neck so he couldn't get out. And here he say, let as many servants as are under the yoke count their own master worthy of all honor. In other words, if he's punishing you, he's doing you wrong, you give him honor. You show respect unto him. And listen to what he say. And they that have a believing master, let them not despise them. It don't matter how he treats you. If he believe in JC, don't despise him. And if you're a Christian and you don't live by this, you're a hypocrite. He said, because they are brethren, but rather do them service, because they are faithful and beloved, and partakers of the benefit. These things teach and exhort. In other words, you got to teach this, and not only do you have to teach it, but you have to give this advice to others. You got to show them this is what you're supposed to do. You got to teach it. And look at what he's saying. If any man teach otherwise, and consent not to wholesome words, even the words of JC, and the doctrine, which is according to godliness, he is proud. This is what kind of, if you don't do it the way he told you to do it, this is what kind of person you are. He is proud, knowing nothing, but doting about question and strife of words, whereof cometh envy, strife, railing, evil, surmising, perverse, disputing of men, of corrupt minds, and destitute of the truth, supposing that gain is godliness, from such withdraw themselves. But godliness with contentment is a great sin. It's great gain. But listen at this. He say, for we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we can carry nothing out. This is all you need while you here on this earth. You don't need nothing else. And having food and raiment, let us be therewith content. As long as we can eat and we got clothes to wear, just be content. So that big car you got, you need to get rid of it. That big fine home you got, you need to get rid of it. You just need to obey Master, do everything he tell you. If he give you some food and give you some clothes, then be happy. That's all you need. Now, how many of you are content? Raise your hand. Some of y'all know y'all content. Look at 1 Peter. Now, Peter going to break it down for you a little bit more, where you can get a better understanding. In 1 Peter, the 2nd chapter, in the 18th verse. Now, listen to what Peter tell you, because I want you to make sure you listen to every word that Peter say so you can do it, so you can be a good Christian. He says, servants, be subject to your master with all fear. What is he saying? Give allegiance to your master with all fear. Whatever that master tell you, just do it. Don't worry about it, just do it. With all fear. Not only to the good and gentle, but also to the froward, to the wicked, the one that's walking contrary to the word. For this is thankworthy, if a man for conscience toward God endure grief, suffering wrongfully, suffering wrongfully, for what glory is it if when ye be buffed for your faults, ye shall take it patiently? But if when you do well and suffer for it, you take it patiently, this is acceptable to God. Take it patiently. Are you accepting it the way that you're supposed to, the way Peter told you? What good is it if you suffer with the master, just when he start beating on you, just take it. Take it patiently. Accept it. Don't get mad at him. Love him with all your heart. Look at Colossians. Colossians the 3rd chapter. When you go to the 3rd chapter, go to the 22nd verse. Because I want you to understand, if you don't do this, you're not a good Christian. Because the Creator told us plainly that no man should be stealing another man. He let us know that we shouldn't take another man back to be a slave. But if you read in the New Testament and you don't do this, then you're a hypocrite. Colossians 3, verse 22. Servant, obey all things your master according to the flesh. Everything your master tell you, you do it. Not with eye service as men pleasers, but in singleness of heart, fearing God. In other words, don't just, while you're in the front of your master, be obedient to him. When you're not even around your master, you still be obedient to him. Not when he able to see you and you able to see him, but when you go home, you be obedient to your master. And whatsoever ye do, do it heartily, as to the master and not unto men. Act like you're doing it to JC and not like you're doing it to men. Act like your master see you when you're in your home. Knowing that of the master ye shall receive the reward of the inheritance. For you serve Christ. But he that doeth wrong shall receive for the wrong which he has done. And there is no respect of person. So whatever your master tell you to do it, you do it. There's no respect of person. You are equally abused by the master. Look at Titus. I just want you to know what you should be doing. And if you're not doing it, then you're a hypocrite. In Titus, the 2nd chapter, and the 9th verse, it says, exalt servants to be obedient unto their own master. In other words, you got to teach servants. That word exalt means to teach or advise servants to be obedient unto their own master and to please them well in all things, not answering again. Don't talk back. Just do it. Not prolonging. In other words, that word prolonging means not stealing. Can't steal. You can't be dishonest to your master. Whatever your master tell you, you got to do it the right way. But showing all good fidelity. In other words, showing loyalty to your master, that they may adore the doctrine of God, our Savior in all things. You got to show loyalty to your master, just like you're doing it to God. And if you ain't doing it, you what? You're a hypocrite. And this is the last one I'm going to show you in your book. In Ephesians, the 6th chapter, and the 5th verse. It says, servants, be obedient to them that are your masters, according to the flesh, with fear and trembling and singleness of your heart unto Christ, not with eye service as men pleasers, but as the servants of Christ, doing the will of God from the heart. You got to do it from the heart, man. When you're not around them, you still got to do it. You got to treat your master right. So when your family is hungry, they ain't feeding you, you can't steal their chickens. You can't go in the cornfield. You got to suffer. That's being a good slave. That's showing obedience to your master. But now, that's what your slave master teach you. Now let me show you what the Creator teaches in Deuteronomy, the 23rd chapter. In the 15th verse. Because the Creator is against that foolishness when it comes to Israel. In Deuteronomy 23 and verse 15, it says, "Thou shalt not deliver unto his master the servant which is escaped from his master unto thee." If a slave come to you, you can't take him back. You can't take him back to the master. You got to hide him out. You got to take care of him. He said, "He shall dwell with thee, even among you, in that place which he shall choose in one of thy gates, where it liketh him best." Wherever that slave want to stay, thou shalt not oppress him. You're supposed to take care of the slaves, not take them back to the master. Master treat him wrong, he run off. You're supposed to take care of them. That's what the Creator tells us. That's why I say we still have that slave mentality. And this is another thing to let you know that America is slavery to us. Look at what the Creator tells us in Ezekiel, the 37th chapter. In the 10th verse, this is how you know America is slavery. Ezekiel was talking about the dry bones in the valley and how they were scattered, and the Creator began to bring the bones together. Look at what he says. And he told Ezekiel to prophesy to them bones. And Ezekiel said in 37 and 10, "So I prophesied as he commanded me. And the breath came into them, and they lived and stood up on their feet, an exceedingly great army." When Ezekiel started preaching to the bones started coming alive. He said, "Then said he unto me, Son of man, these bones are the whole house of YISRAEL." He said, "Behold, they say," this is what they say, the bones say, "Our bones are dry, and our hope is lost, and we are cut off from all parts." The bones are dried up. That's what we say. There's no hope for us. We in a bad condition, and we can't get out of it. There's no help for us. But then he say, "Therefore prophesy and say unto them, Thus says Yah Elohim." He say, "Behold my people, I would open your graves." I'm going to open your graves up and cause you to come up out of your graves and bring you into the land of Israel. In other words, America to us, this captivity to us is our grave. We are dead men as long as we are here in America. And he said he's going to bring us up out of our grave. He's going to bring us up out of America and bring us back into the land of Israel. He said, "And ye shall know that I am Yah when I have opened your graves." You're going to know that he's the Creator when you come up out of this grave, when you come up out of this captivity. "O my people, and brought you up out of your graves, and shall put my spirit in you, and ye shall live. And I shall place you in your own land." He said, "Then shall ye know that I, Yah, have spoken it, and performed it, says Yah. And this the part I'm going to leave you with. In Deuteronomy, the 32nd chapter, and the 39th verse. And I'm going to leave you with this because I know a lot of you are wondering, how is all this going to happen? How the Creator going to do this? Is the Creator really this powerful to do all this? Well, in Deuteronomy 32 and 39, he says, see now that I, even I, am he, and there is no Elohim with me. Understand that I'm the one that you should be looking toward. And there is nobody else there. There is no JC. He's not there. There is no slave master with the Most High. So you don't have to do the slave master the same way you do the Almighty. He said, I kill, and I make alive. I wound, and I heal. He said, neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. If we go back to the Most High, turn back to the law, they can't mess with you. They can't get us out of the hand of the Most High. He said, for I lift up my hand to heaven and say, I live forever. May the Creator bless you and keep you. Hallelujah.
We are the people. There's no doubt in my mind.
There's no doubt in my mind.
We're gonna sing and be happy. We're gonna shine.